What got you interested in coaching?
So I started playing Overwatch again in season 10,
Yeah.
and it was my friends who got me in it. I
Mm.
was like silver, super low. So I was having a bit of a hard time climbing back then. So I could play with them without being in wide queue. So I
Yeah.
just signed up for coaching. I think like midway through season 11 or something.
Okay. Yeah. Seems good. Seems good. Now you basically want to climb, so it's not a wide queue anymore. How much further will you need to climb here, approximately? Or what's your goals?
Um,
Let's just say short term. What's the goal?
yeah. So short term, I need to get my DPS to diamond and my support to plat. I kind of gave up on tank, at least until like 66 comes out because we already have a main tank
Okay.
player.
Okay. So DPS to diamond, and then what did you say with support?
Uh, plat like
Got it.
3.
Okay, super long-term Grandmaster all rules. Okay, seems good. So at the time of the form, your gold one tank, which is kind of irrelevant for our purposes, but silver five support, silver three support. I'm sorry, I'm reading this wrong. DPS was gold one, and support was silver three. Sorry, is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay, sounds good. And then you are on DPS, Soldier Reaper Bastion. Support is on a Lucio, correct?
yeah, but that has changed a lot.
Okay, so talk to
Um,
me through that. What has changed and
so
why?
one of my friends started playing a lot of Soldier Reaper, and I took that as a chance to just start learning Tracer on Sunday. So I've been in the Tracer mines pretty much for the last 4 days.
Okay.
And for support, I'm just playing Brig now.
So just Sprig?
Yeah.
No, why that transition?
Um. So with Ana, she's just a sniper hero. I'm never really liked sniper characters in any game,
Mm-hmm.
and when I started playing Brig, I was like, oh, this is close range. This is more my style. It just clicked a lot faster. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I just like her more right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so then just Brig, and then you're in the Tracer mines. Now, has it been just Tracer, or has it been Tracer along with a couple of the other DPSs that you've played before as well?
Um, I played like one Reaper game because someone picked
Okay.
Tracer before me, but I've been one tricking Tracer for the past 4 days.
Okay, so then we're locked into the one trick style. Okay, works for me. Are you enjoying Tracer?
Yes, a
Okay.
lot.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It
Obviously, like,
sucks, but
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, it's a big ask, but if you love it, you'll make the commitment with it. And I assume the same is with Brig too as well.
yeah.
Okay, well, there we go. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now that you're playing. I would describe two characters that have a pretty decent ceiling in terms of what you can get out of it. So it's just gonna have to wait and see. You know, if you enjoy that process, because if you're able to commit to what you're doing, you're going to be able to scale this all the way to Grandmaster eventually. But obviously, you know, enjoying the process is the most important thing to you actually being able to get the practice in. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Now, what attracted you to Tracer, and what have you enjoyed out of the last few days? I mean, the difficulties are obvious, but what are the things that you're actually enjoying?
Actually, the difficulties. So with Reaper, he's really like he's fun, but he's super basic. Like I wanted a character with a higher skill ceiling, I guess,
Okay.
and just like taking off angles with Tracer, dueling. It's just a lot more fun.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, okay. I hope to be able to find any holes in my gameplay or mentality that might be holding me back from ranking up, and general guidance on how to diagnose my own weaknesses. Okay, so looking any obvious weaknesses in how you're approaching the game, and period. Do you think? Well, we'll skip ahead here to what you think. You think that I feel like it's mentality, positioning, team play, knowing how to make and utilize space. So a couple of things. Let's start with mentality. What about your mentality do you feel like needs to improve and or is a weakness?
I am scared of ranked.
Okay,
Um,
talk me through
like
that.
I'll win like 2 games and I'll be like, I'm done for the entire day. I'm so scared of losing.
Okay, okay, okay. Why do you think that's the case?
I guess it's just like seeing the rank go down when I lose. It makes me
Sure,
feel like I'm getting worse at the game, even though I'm not.
right. Is this the first time that you've really committed yourself to applying, like improving at ranked?
Um, in terms of uh, I suppose so. Yeah, I used to play competitive. I used to speed run some games, but that's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, this is the first time I've ever really committed to a ranked system in a game.
Right. And so you're getting immediate feedback, sometimes negative, on your execution of what you're doing, right? Like,
Yeah,
hey, you failed miserably. This is your number going down. You suck. You stink. You should never play.
yeah,
Like, so it's like, it's pretty brutal, right? So, it's, I hate to use the term mental toughness, but at the very least, it's a new experience, which is probably not something that you're used to. And as you said, it shouldn't bother me. It can't bother me. But it still does. So you tell me, what's the solution here? Is there a solution here?
um, I mean, I've been feeling a little bit better about it, but
What's changed? How do you feel better about it?
when I'm playing with my friends, it doesn't matter to me as much if we're winning or losing.
Okay.
But
Why?
probably because I mean, we're just having fun.
Yeah. I mean, what's the purpose of you queuing up at that point, right? It's just playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose maybe like playing more would probably help too. Just like forcing myself to push through the the rank anxiety.
Okay. And what's the plan moving forward now from you? I know that's probably part of the reason why you're here, but I'm curious to what your thoughts on it are.
On what exactly?
Like improving your ranked anxiety overall.
Um, I'm thinking maybe I'll take like more breaks in between matches
Okay.
because I usually never do that.
Okay.
Uh,
Now, how will that help?
it'll let me like reset my brain a little bit, take some of the edge off of queuing up.
Okay. What else? That's a good one.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I guess just forcing myself to play even when I don't want to,
How will that
or
help?
because it'll get me more used to like playing ranked normally, treating it
Right.
more like a normal game mode.
Right. Just exposure therapy, essentially, right? Like you expose yourself enough to it, you almost become numb to it, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's one other nice thing while we're here, and I'm going to help you to feel it in a second because I don't know if you have the capability. Okay, so you can't screen. Can you screen? I don't think you can screen share Overwatch and play at the same time on console, can you?
There's a transfer to console button here. I don't know how that would work.
Give it a shot really quick. Let's take a second. I don't mind if we run a few minutes over. Give it a shot. See if you can figure it out really fast. Let me know. If it doesn't end up working out, that's okay.
Oh, uh, let me see this. Hello?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm on my Xbox now, but I'm sure here. Let me see.
There you go. I can see just fine. Okay. Can you
That's
hear
cool.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine too.
All right. Let's queue up. I know we're not even finished with the form, but this is relevant to what we were talking about. So let's just jump in.
Alrighty.
Now I know you're not super warm right now, so if you don't play optimally, that's okay. What are some things that you've been practicing with Tracer? Obviously, like so much of it is new. But is there anything that comes to mind?
Honestly, I haven't been practicing much. I've just been grinding out games.
Sure, sure. What is your understanding of Tracer's strengths and weaknesses right now?
Just that she's really good at taking attention from like backline,
Sure, sure.
like and flanking.
Okay. So
Duels too.
let's start with that. So instead of like overwhelming yourself with like the mechanical side of things right now, because I'm going to be yapping in your ear, let's just see you set up, see what angles that you can take, what positions you can take to distract or harass, and try to think, look at the enemy team's positioning, look at where the fight's going to happen, and try to think what's the best possible angle for me to play for my character. See if you can solve that.
All right.
Like right now, you know where this fight's going to happen. It's going to happen around the robot, right? Okay, so then what's the best angle for you? You may not know, but think about it. What do you think?
The little side area on the left.
On the left with the Mega?
Yeah.
Do you like that better than the right jump pad?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's see how it goes. And then once you're here, let's apply pressure from the angle with your team. It's okay? Nice. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. What did you think of your movement, your rotations, your positioning, your angling, that fight? What did you think? Did you learn anything? Was it good? Bad?
I think that was okay, but I could have done better.
That's okay. Okay, so where was the fight going to happen now? Where do you want to be? Uh-huh. I like this. Good. Nice. Now where? Uh-huh. Now where? Because this is too far. Where do you go now? Make a decision. There you go. Nice. That's okay. Don't worry about it. That's okay. What did you think of your rotations there? Because obviously, like, this is how Overwatch goes. Things get weird. You know that? Like, it's like, what's going on? So what did you think of your overall rotations there?
I mean, I was able to keep the attention of the Winston for a while.
Mm-hmm. I think so, too.
But
Nice. Now, I made you make a mistake there. I was asking you questions too late, right when we should have been thinking about the next fight, right? So let's not make that same mistake here. Where do you want to be? Where's this fight going to happen? And so where do you want to be?
right here.
All right. Nice. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. What did you think of your rotations there? Your initial position I liked. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you.
Yeah, I shouldn't have rotated to mid. I should have. I think there's like a mini around there. So went around
That's
the
it.
left.
That's it. 100% agreed. All right. Where's this fight gonna happen now? Where should you be? Obviously, you got teammates in spawn, so keep that in mind. That's all right. It was the right angle, I think. You know, yeah, it was the right. It was where you needed to be. It's just, you know, unfortunate. It happens. Fortunately, the Riptire was also on that angle. All right, where do you want to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. Don't know if this fight's winnable, but yeah, okay. Maybe just reset here. That's okay. Good job, grapplers. His name is Gator Man. That is definitely a Florida man if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
All right. Where should you go? Where should you go? I like this. Mm-hmm. Nice. Love it. Good approach. Really nice angle. Good approach as well. All right, you're going to hit a pulse from here. I can smell it. Maybe don't even need it, actually. Yeah, just, I guess just shoot.
Oh, they have a soldier now.
Mm-hmm. So you're on cart now, but as soon as somebody takes this cart from you, I want you to go find an angle. Yeah. Almost got him. Good, wasted that ult. Nice. Nice clip, wow. Keep shooting. Beautiful. Really, really nice setup that fight. That was so good. You've actually done a pretty darn good job on your setup phase, considering you haven't played a lot of Tracer.
Well, it's a lot like Reaper, I think.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yep, just... Okay, well, somebody's already there, so... Okay. Where did she go?
So,
she just flew away. Oh, nice. Valk. Ooh. You're gonna hit this pulse bomb, I believe. There we go. We got it. Nicely done. You're gonna get her too as well, I believe. Nice. If you can live here, you might be able to live. Yeah. All right, where's this fight happening? Is it even happening? Okay, maybe you live. Maybe. Nice. It's okay. You were trying to greed that recall. You thought you could blink it.
yeah.
Oh, he snuck up on you. Nice. We get a trade. All right. Where's the robot? Where do you need to be? ASAP.
My brother.
Yeah, it's fight's lost. All right. Reset. It's okay.
Just not great at using my recall.
Well, yeah, I think so. I think timing's more of an important issue there. Like, you're peaking just a little too early, so you got a lot of people looking at you real fast. But don't worry about it right now. Keep focusing on the setup. Because you've done a good job with that. Let's keep practicing that. Good. Just chill. Beautiful. Nice. Tell you what, these setups are often really quite good. You're doing a good job. Mechanics will come with time, but you're setting yourself up for success a lot of the time. Well done. All right, win or loss here. Let's make this setup phase perfect. This is going to be the last fight here, so let's make it look pretty. Look at the robot.
Right.
Pole spawn of the century coming up here. Next century.
Yeah.
Next century. we need a few more centuries of practice. Okay, so let me be frank. You did a really good job. And I'm not just sugarcoating this because we're in a session. You did a great job. Your setup phase for what we were supposed to practice was really, really, really good. So let's leave the game, and I want you to think through how that game felt. Okay. Now, there's more pressure here because I'm in a voice call with you, yelling in your ear, right? How did it feel?
It felt decently good, I would say.
Okay.
I mean, like, I wasn't able to get value in every fight, but I did in quite a few of them.
Okay. But that's not the answer to my question. I didn't ask how did you play. I asked how did it feel? How did it feel for you? Did you enjoy it? Was it stressful? How was the pressure of the situation?
It was a little stressful, yeah.
Okay. And how did you play overall, despite the stress?
I played decently well. If I had landed more pulse bombs, maybe we would have won.
Well, to be fair, I mean, it's the most difficult ult in the entire game, so it happens. Right?
Yeah.
Even professional PC players don't have very high stick rates. So let's put it this way: I think you played really well, and I want you to kind of be attentive to how we practiced there. Because what was the intention of Runasapi? What was that Runasapi's map? What was the entire reason we played that map? What were we supposed to be practicing?
Felt like we were practicing setup phase.
Yep. That's it. Just setup phase. Just setup phase. And how did you do at practicing setup phase?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. Did we care about pulse bombs? No. Did we care about your mechanics? No. Did we care about your recalls? No. Did we care about your blinks? No. Did we care about your timing? Well, I got on your timing a little bit because that did influence your setup, but overall it was okay, right? Now, here's the question for you. Do you play like that normally?
when I'm doing solo queue and like I'm trying to focus on one skill I do.
Okay.
But that was when I was playing a Reaper. I haven't really been doing that with Tracer just yet.
Okay.
And
And I
then
think
when I play with my friends, it's harder too.
right, of course, of course. And I think that's normal. You know, I think you when you're playing a brand new character, you just kind of play. At least at the start, you just kind of like go through the motions and enjoy the process. You know, that's it. But I do think that like you're at a point in time now where you should start to consider practicing some skills occasionally. And the reason why that's can be useful is because it takes the attention of, oh, I'm playing to win, to I'm playing to improve. And instead of just being like, oh, I'm playing to improve vaguely, you're playing to improve specifically, like very specific. So whether win or loss, this is what you were supposed to be doing in that game. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that can take a little bit of the pressure off because you help try to regate, like try to train yourself to be like, hey, I'm going to feel good about this game if I practice this skill really, really well. And you need to get to where that's the point here. You need to expose yourself to games over and over and over again. You need to have purposes and specific goals in as many games as possible. And you need to be taking those little breaks that we talked about earlier. What we just did there, that's how I want as many of your solo queue games as possible. I want as many of those solo queue games as possible to feel like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now let's do something here. I want you to send me that replay code here. So go in your career profile and just pull it up, and I'll type it in.
All right.
Wait, no. And that is XZ70ZP. XZ70ZP. All right, so now I'm going to screen share. So you might have to leave. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, so I just started the screen share. Let me know if you can see.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Any questions about anything so far?
No, not really.
So what we'll do here for this review is we will not just grade your setup phase. We'll look at a little bit of everything because we want to see what are some other things that you can practice besides your setup. Make sense?
Yeah.
Thoughts on your setup here?
I think this is good. Maybe timed a little poorly.
It's pretty good to me, timing wise. You see your Doom? You see your backline? They're engaged.
Yeah.
This is all right. This is where it got a little awkward because you blinked in without full information, so blinked into a mine. But then this was honestly fine. This is just where you needed to finish the kill and finish the kill a little sooner. That's all. No pressure. Reset. We're going to zoom past stuff that isn't super relevant. Good. Again, short range off angle. Like you said, kind of a little bit like Reaper. Difference between you and Reaper is you can just generally flank a little bit faster all the way around. Good. Sure. Now, this is where you needed to make a decision, I think, a little bit sooner. Either deepen left or deepen right, your choice. And this is kind of where you froze. And why is this a mistake?
Too far away.
Too far away, right? So that you needed to commit onto an angle either faster or a different angle entirely. And so you hesitated, and that did a lot of damage to your uptime. So uptime isn't everything, but high quality uptime is everything. Okay. You come back, you pop off, love to see it, we keep going. If you have any questions about any of these things, just let me know. I'm going through really fast, but you let me know if there's anything that we've missed, all right?
All right. Yeah.
Thoughts on this?
Very bad.
What's bad about it?
An off angle, and I should be waiting for my team.
Right. So you needed to know that the fight was going to happen here. So where's any of your team going to come from? Here or here? So you should be here, or you should be, here, or you should be here or here. You kind of get what I'm saying? So in regards to where the enemy team was coming from, it was a bad off angle. It's not that this spot is bad for Tracer, because what if the fight was happening over here? Right? Then this would be a really good angle.
I thought
right.
it would be down there because.
So you didn't judge your team's positioning or the payload properly.
Yeah.
That's it. Now it works out okay. You see? It works out okay. This is a pretty important moment right here. Because you get pushed out, and this is when you said, oh, I should have gone for the mini instead of going all the way back to main. Why?
Because I'm not doing anything here.
Right. So then where would you disengage to?
Just that doorway to the left.
And surely, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there you go. You see it? You can almost predict where things are going to be if you just end up going to that position. So yeah, exactly. So when you go back to hero, then you're not a distraction anymore. And like you said, you're not really doing any damage at all. And so you end up having to go to the back line anyway, but it costs you time and it costs you blinks and you get poked out anyway. Then you're just standing in the middle of the main and then you die anyway. So yeah, when you do take an angle and you get pushed on that angle, what should your response be? Usually.
To just take the duel or back up to a better angle or to a mini or something.
Yeah, just back away, but don't back all the way to your team usually. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say one more thing for your pulse bombs. I want you to practice those for at least a week in Vaxta.
Okay.
For 5 or 10 minutes. Are you familiar with Vaxta?
Yeah, I barely ever use it, to be honest.
It's really boring is why, probably.
Yeah.
And it's not very good for practicing tracer rules. The reason why I want you to practice it for a week in Vaxta, though, is because you look uncomfortable with the mechanics of it. Like, you don't look comfortable even using the ultimate, right? It seems like a very novel thing. So I want you to get comfortable with the arc, the timing, how far it goes, reading movement. You move and I don't want you just to walk up to people and pulse them. I want you to practice blink pulse and then blink 180 pulse and then kind of blinking to the side and then pulsing. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I want you to get a little bit more comfortable. I would say aim for an hour over the next 10 days of practicing that. But I want you to do it and spread it out over as many days as you possibly can. If you could do like 5 minutes every day, that's optimal. Sound good?
All right. Yeah.
And this is where you were like, my recall. I'm just mess up my recall. Or no, it wasn't this one. This is this. But still, even this one's still like, was there a better way of approaching this here?
Probably from the left.
Probably from the left. Or ready for this one? What could you do with another blink here? Ignore the Junkrat tower for just a second.
I could go to the other doorway, I suppose.
Where?
And I think that's Ana.
That's
I
Juno.
could try shooting her.
Yeah. Blink through behind. Just don't stand in front, Create some distance, rotate through. Yeah, okay. It's whatever. This one was just a rip tire. I still cracks me up that Gator Man plays Junkrat. That game makes so much sense. Okay. Problem? What do you got?
Yeah, I should have just blinked away or blinked past him or recalled.
Well, you don't have one of those options, but yes, this is what I call crosshair ego, okay? Where you, as Tracer, put priority on your tracking and less on your movement. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like really tempting to be like, all right, I'm going to shoot this guy, do a lot of damage, but every character, almost without exception in Overwatch, does more damage than you when you're looking at their face. So what's your advantage in winning the 1v1?
Being able to move unpredictably.
Being able to move unpredictably. So what would you do here? What should you do here?
Probably blink up and to the left of him so I could have an easy angle on him.
Yeah. Maybe shoot a little bit, a couple bullets to bait him to shoot, and then blink and finish your clip. Maybe you don't even finish your clip. You get what I'm saying? You do like 20 damage, then blink, and then what does he do now?
Well, he's going to turn again, and then I just blink past him.
And then what does he do now?
He turns again. So
and then what do you do, right? And then you recall, and you start the process all over again. And if you've had 4 or 5 blinks and you can't get the kill, well, you just stink.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, exactly. That's kind of the way to look at things. So this is a mistake, not because my tracking wasn't good enough. Yes, maybe your angle could have been better too, but honestly, I think it was okay. You just need to make a move. You need to make a move, and that is something that you can also practice in Vaxa, because those bots aren't going to shoot, but they're going to look at you. And so you need to practice, they've turned towards me. I'm going to move. That's something you should be practicing, certainly in deathmatch, if not in Vaxda. I like this approach.
I do play deathmatch from time to time, just because it's more fun than Vaxda.
I recommend it. Yeah, I think Vax is way better for drilling specific mechanics, like getting comfortable with pulse bombs or doing any other combo that you need to just kind of get out of your system. But that's because you could do it over and over and over again. But I think for duels and just like raw, like real time mechanics, I think deathmatch is generally going to be better.
All right, yeah,
something to consider.
That makes sense.
This setup here is beautiful. Timing is good as well. Mechanics are good as well. Okay. Angle here as well is good. Again, the pulsum just looks so incredibly awkward from you, right?
Yeah.
Which is funny because, like, I actually think your movement and your tracking are tolerable. It's for somebody that's been playing Tracer for 4 days, right? Like, that's it's not bad. But it's the thing that's super unique to Tracer that feels a little extra awkward. Good. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to say here. You held an angle, you shot. When they looked at you, you moved, and then you kept shooting, right? This is what Tracer does. So you didn't get pressured a lot, and so therefore you popped off. Okay. Sure. 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 I like this rotation here. This is a really nice little rotation. I mean, look at this, right? Like, look at where your team is. Look at where you are, right? It's really, really good. You read the situation very well. Now you lost the Mercy. Let's enjoy this Mercy POV here. She jumped on her. She jumped on your head twice.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, wait. Let's just enjoy this one more time. 1, 2. Yeah, there you go. But then you got her, I think. Yeah, you forced Valk. So beautiful. Beautiful clip. Recall back to the angle. Waiting for Wraith. He doesn't use it. We hold the angle. I call, you're going to hit the pulse. You hit the pulse. You hit the pulse. I said, you're going to get this kill too. And you got this kill too. And then I said, you're going to live. And I actually don't know if you live or not here, actually.
I'm pretty sure I did.
I thought you did, but I think... Oh, no, yeah, that's right. The Moira keeps you alive. Yeah, then you retake the angle. Very nice fight, by the way. And this is just where I think you're a tad early. I think you're just a tad early. You know, your Doomfist is almost about to go, but you just go a little early here. You got a Bastion spawn, so you're probably going to end up taking a 4v4 here, which is okay. But again, you just want to kind of, when you get a chance, like, let's say... Before you take the jump pad, check your team.
Yeah, I could flip back.
Because your angle here is good. Good rotation. This is what Reaper can't do, right? It just becomes a question of timing a little bit, right? So there's not quite as much follow-up, and then obviously a little bit slow. And I think the reason it's important to note, why were you slow with the recall here? 2 reasons why. 1, you didn't know he was there.
Yeah.
2, you didn't think you needed to recall because you had the blink, and then you just didn't blink quite in time. Happens. It happens. Reset. I know this one. Yeah, this is the timing one. You're like, I'm too slow with my recall. I mean, you're just by yourself. You know, you're just by yourself. So in this situation here, what should you do instead?
I mean, just wait for my team and probably set up top left there.
Sure, set up a little safer. Set up a little safer. Be a little sneakier. You know, be a little more patient. Yep. Again, beautiful setup. Beautiful chase. They all fall back. You keep shooting. You keep shooting. Passive heal kicks in. You keep shooting. There's nothing to say. You're the greatest of all time. Well done. Again, another really good fight from you. And it all starts from a good angle.
Yeah.
Thoughts in this setup here?
I think it's good.
I think so too. Anything major to see or say with this fight?
I mean, I wasn't really doing much.
Well, what could you have done?
I could have tried focusing the Mercy after all this. Like back there. Honestly, there's just a bunch of ults going on.
I'm not gonna lie. I think this fight was lost. I think they had 3 ults. You guys didn't even get a chance to use your Bastion ult. I think it's as simple as that. I think the only really major criticism I have here was a little bit of crosshair ego here. You see it?
Yeah.
Where, what should you have done here instead?
Blink top left.
Blink top left, right? Blink here, and then you're in a slightly better position to take a better resource trade, right? That's all. That's all. Beyond that, I think this is fine. And this is kind of like how you need to be looking at your games. If you ever take the time to look at a replay code or give yourself some feedback, which you should occasionally. I say once a week is fine. I think be objective, be simple, and don't beat yourself up over tiny little details. Like, oh, I died without recall. Unless it happens constantly, right? But I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Okay, let's keep going. Any questions here?
Not specifically. I do have a replay code that I'm like confused on.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Well, it's not confused. I just played it horribly, but
okay,
it's also confusion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and this is me playing with my friends last night, so I did play a little bit worse just because of that.
Now, what were you confused? Why this replay code?
So, I think like later on they switch up their DPS, and I'm just getting cooked.
Okay.
In every duel, like no matter what, I'm just dying over and over.
What is your team? Your friends? Sorry.
We're pretty much all plat here.
Okay, and are you the lowest rank?
Yes.
Okay.
I think they're all like plat 1.
So what do you think that means about your level of play in these lobbies?
I suppose that means I should be like one of the worst players. So.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that there's nothing to learn from this? Of course not, right? Like you shouldn't be beating yourself up for that. That's normal. They have one of those players too, right?
Yeah.
So what we can look at is we can look at this objectively and be like, what were some things that you could have done better? But in terms of your performance, or I died too many times, or I didn't do enough damage, I don't give a rip. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. What's wrong? Already something wrong. You're on an off angle, right? You don't have to be all the way around here. You know, you could even just have rotated to here and shot the Doomfist in the back here. But like, the key thing is shoot him in the back, right? You got to be on an angle. You're not taking the angle. Hello. Like you never would have done this on Runasapi.
Yeah.
So why are you doing it here?
Well, first of all, I was late. I already played a bunch of Tracer solo.
Okay, I respect that. I want to finish with a quick talk on that before we wrap up today's session. Remind me, but yeah, keep going.
So yeah, my brain was already fried because I played a bunch of Tracer earlier that day. And I was playing with my friends, so we didn't really take anything too seriously.
All right, that's fair enough. But when you don't take this too seriously, and when you're playing really late, it's not really practice, right?
Yeah, honestly, it kind of makes bad habits too.
I don't think it's something that you should avoid, though. It's just a question of, I'm playing for fun, or am I playing for practice, right? Right now, you're playing for fun. I like looking at fun codes, usually, because sometimes they kind of show some of the habits that you get into when you're not really tryharding, right? Yeah. So like right now, it's like your angles are really good when you're forcing yourself to position. But like when you're not forcing yourself to position, you're not so good at it. So whenever I like review my own footage, right? I will see like a fun game. My timing is almost always really, really good. And my angles are almost always really, really good when I am playing even for fun. Because that's something that I have just hammered into my brain, not just playing, but coaching the game for thousands of hours, right? So
yeah, that makes sense.
But my mechanics and my cooldown usage, and so oftentimes my cover usage, not near as good. It's a mess, right? It's terrible, right? So that's something that I have to work on usually with whatever character I'm playing. So for you, it's just like when you're playing for fun, you can definitely see some of those fundamentals slip. That's okay. It's a good reminder that when you play for fun versus you play for practice, it's two different things. And it's also a good reminder that things like this are still not quite ingrained, imprinted in your head. Like, what on earth are you doing? You blinked right to the middle of the enemy team.
Yeah.
But you know what? You got it at an angle. So I guess that's what we want, right? Wait a second.
think he just killed himself there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a reset, I guess. Hello? You got me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
I mean,
badly
yeah.
timed.
Very badly timed. I mean, your diva follows up, but at that point it's too late, and then you're not even really truly on an off angle anymore. So, you know, what I want to do is I want to go through this pretty briskly and just kind of point out that a lot of times, like, oh, you feel like very lost and very confused, and then in hindsight, like, oh, well, yeah. I mean, you just didn't even have time to set up this fight, and then obviously didn't quite mechanically perform.
Yeah. And I was just not taking off angles at all. My God.
Now, the key thing is just like you don't always have to like hard flank either, right? Like, where could you set up an off angle from here?
I mean, I could blink behind the Doomfist, I guess.
You could blink through like here, right? Like you could blink through here and then blink out this way. You could also blink out through here to here, right? This would also work as well. And if you had the time, yeah, you could. But yeah, like that's not happening. You notice that?
Yeah. I'm playing this like I'm playing Soldier or something.
I mean, even Soldier, right? Like you're taking those angles and, but yeah, you're kind of just following you're doing what I like to say, kind of like being your tank's little escort, you know?
Yeah.
And so what's happening is you're eating a lot of random crap. Like you're 175 HP, so you just get smoked. See, ironically, in terms of strategy, this is the best that has looked the entire game. You force them all to rotate away. You kind of get a little bit too locked in on the Juno. Recall back to the angle. Get headshot. What should you do here?
Run to a med pack to the left, I think.
Right there? Or even run back to your team. Because look at the enemy team's response while you're doing this. Look at this Doomfist. You're holding 3 people by yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you are minutes, seconds, like really seconds away from winning this fight just based off of your position alone. But you're probably like, I messed that up. I mean, you did. You did. But at least your setup was all right.
Yeah.
Good cap here. I like this. I think this fight's lost, so yeah. You guys are going to lose. Okay, let's, wait, what?
Yeah,
Hang on a second. No, wait a second. Wait just a second here. What happened here? Your diva just deleted somebody.
Yeah.
Your brig rallies and dies anyway. Your diva kills another person and then remax somehow. You go back to point and your diva's...
Yeah.
There's no way. Okay, hey, you know what? We take it. EMP, wait. Okay, I gotta see this. Good. Good. Oh, just slowing the recall. You didn't even know he was there, really.
Yeah.
This is good. Look at where your team is. You see it? This is good. Just stay here. Just keep shooting. Or that. Oh my gosh. Pulse bomb damage?
Yeah.
That's all right. Okay, let's keep going here.
But this is where it starts getting really ugly.
Yeah. I mean, the comp is hard, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can do this. You could also just sit here and keep shooting.
Yeah, that probably would have been better.
I know it's May, and you're like, I can't one-shot May, but it doesn't matter. You could force resources, pull attention. I mean, this is just this is a total waste of time for you. Because this is a real. That's a lot of value for that tank right there. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right there. Now, I'm not going to over-analyze that because what probably happened is I'm going to guess that there was some social, like, oh, look, I've got the Doomfist, you know, and you're like, you know, you and your friends. Is your Sombra a friend of yours?
Yeah, we're friends.
Okay, so that you shouldn't be friends with people, you know.
Yeah.
Compromises your SR. You know, never make friends, never do anything social. But yeah, I mean, it was a little bit silly. All right, Good. Ah. See, you run into like the least bit of resistance, and you see Moira, and you're like, I can't take that. Right? What should you do here? What's the plan?
Just take the duel.
Take the duel. Take the angle. You don't have to even win the duel. Pull everything over here. Come on, Juno's got to look over here. Moira's got to look over here. Let's go. So what happens is you leave it, and you're like, I give up. I give up. You don't even really take it. You're just kind of a coward. And then look at what happens as soon as you leave. Bam! They take that angle. You get shot in the back, and then get punched in the back, and then you die in the back. And so it's just a disaster, right? Have some confidence in yourself. Remember, your job isn't to necessarily secure those kills, right? We saw a lot of that value even on Runasapi, right? You did a really good job. See, I don't even need to like show you an example of a pro tracer player, you know? I just be like, yo, remember that awesome game you just played like 15 minutes ago? Like how great you were that game? Good. Ah! You coward! You had it!
Wait,
you got caught. You blinked. A little slow, I will say. Right? A little bit of crosshair ego there, right?
Yeah.
But then what should you do here?
Continue with the duel.
Blink. Right. Continue the duel. Fight the guy. Fight him, right? Take him out. Right? Then pull some. And if you see an opportunity to pull some, that's okay. But honestly, this pulse feels more like you were running from the Reaper. Less, I was looking for the Mei. Am I correct? Good. Stay on the angle. Grab the mini if you need to. I think you need to stay in the angle rather than worry about point, because point's not even captured, but that's okay. Okay, let's keep going. A little far. There's somebody behind you.
Really?
Uh-huh. He's the guy that just punched you.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I saw this on Runasapi, and I'm glad we took a look at this game because I think it's giving me a couple more ideas of feedback for you. I think one of the reasons why you start to lose duels, and I would go as far to say 25-30% of your deaths are because you didn't know somebody was there.
Yeah, that
you
makes
lose
sense.
track of your surroundings. So the obvious answer is that like maybe there's something that you could do to improve your headset. Maybe it's your audio settings. But the other thing, it might just be that you just need practice tracking enemy threats, right? Like I know a lot of bronze players with S-tier audio setups that are just deaf as a doornail because they just don't pay attention to what's going on around them, right? And I think that's been a problem here, right? Like I think about like to that last round, how many times were you surprised by Reaper? How many times were you surprised by Doomfist? What, 2 or 3 times, right? Think back to that soldier on Runasapi, right? Oh crap, I didn't know he was there, right? Like that's been a problem, right? So we'll watch a little bit more here, but that's definitely going to be on our list of goals is to practice tracking not just your team and then choosing your angle around your team, right? But to practice tracking where is the enemy team and then choosing your target as a result. Because if you know the Doomfist is here, who is your target priority right now?
Probably the Doomfist.
The Doomfist, right? Doomfist is not here. Who's your target priority? Let's say the Doomfist is with this team. Genji, right? Okay, Genji. You get what I'm saying? So it's you set up and then you choose the angle with what's there. The problem is sometimes the Doomfist like will go over here, right? And you'll go in the Genji and you don't even know the Doomfist is right there. Heck, that happened. That's why you died on first point too. I think it was here. I think, right? Yeah, it was here.
Yeah.
Because you go for, who is it? Soldier? No, Cassidy. And you did not know he was there. And that's why you're late to recall. You're not late to recall usually because you're bad with recall. You're late to recall because you get surprised at the amount of damage that you take.
Yeah, that checks.
Whereas here, I'm not concerned at all about your recall. And say, don't run away. Take the duel. So you ran. You notice that? Now, actually, you're the wizard here because you baited him to killing himself. So, my mistake. Sorry. He didn't even get the kill. But yeah, you're like, oh, I don't want to fight the tank. I mean, who cares? You're on a good angle for it. Yep. I think she just faded across. Oh, no, she faded out that way. I lost her, too, if it makes you feel any better. I was like, where did she go? Professional coach, by the way. And there it is again, right? Oh, crap. Like, look at that. Even when you don't die, recall instantly forced because you didn't see him teleport. Or hear him. Don't see Genji on you. And that is forced because you didn't see this. Or I assume that's what it was. Otherwise, I don't know what else you're running from.
I think I was just scared because I was low.
Yeah, maybe so. Either way, comedy gold. It's almost as good as the people that like recall, and the timing of the recall is such that they're just directly over the pit. They just die.
Yeah.
Yep. No surprises here. Huge. Grab the mega. Don't run away. Deepen your angle. Deepen, 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 deepen. You can kind of see the confidence, right? Like you're basically getting a little overwhelmed here, and it really shows in your gameplay.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like this, again, you are one of the lowest star players in the lobby, and you are playing versus a hypermobile composition. But hey, you're good versus this stuff. You're not just good versus like the Widows and Zens. Like you're good at dueling Reapers and Genjis. Like if you play your cards right, they just don't beat you. Be patient, be deliberate, take the angle, be patient with your blinks. If you make a mistake, shake it off, go next. That's really all there is to it. Let's take some notes. Tracer, what do you got? What are some things you need to practice in isolation individually?
Well, there's the pulse bombs and kind of
Practice
just like being less scared of the enemy team or being more willing to take risky plays, I suppose.
willing to take risks, even just to learn, right? What else?
Oh yeah, keep better track of the enemy team.
Practice tracking positions of enemies on angles. Let's put it that way, on angles. People that you may run into, right?
Yeah.
Keep practicing setup. When you are focused on it, you do a great job. And when you get pushed on an angle, don't run to your team. Run back to the angle, grab health, and then go back. Finally, crosshair ego. Usually move first, then shoot when they are looking at you. Do you have any questions?
So for the grabbing health packs, should I just like be studying where they are on maps?
Yes, you will find them when you position properly.
Okay.
Think about what your gut instinct was when you on Runasapi, when I said you got pushed. Where should you have gone? Go in that doorway on the left. Turns out there was a health back there.
Yeah.
Turns out that the people that make the maps know exactly what you're going to want to do and help you out, right? That's how Overwatch map design works, right? So you will find them. Yep. Good question. Any other questions?
And for keeping track of enemies, like, is that just audio or should I be looking around like 24/7?
Well, let's find the time between fights or in the downtime to check. Remember when we said on Runasapi, like that was your downtime before jump pad to go back and check your team's positioning?
Yeah.
Same thing with the enemies. A lot of it is more audio with enemies because you cannot see through walls. But yeah, I mean, either one is useful.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I knew the Reaper was there right at the very end of that last game, just because I recognized his footsteps.
And that's usually how it goes. Any other questions?
No, I think I'm good actually.
Okay. Last thing I want to touch on, because we didn't hammer on it too in detail. I want you to be deliberate with how you're practicing. Remember, Overwatch is a game that's prioritized on fun. But if you want to improve, you have to have some basic form of structure with how you're practicing. So that doesn't need to be 3 or 4 hours, 2 to 3 hours. It just could be like I prioritize a couple of solo queue rank games before I play with my friends. Or if I do play with my friends, I know that I'm not really practicing, so I'm just kind of playing for fun. But then I'm making sure like you want to have a little bit of structure with how you're approaching things. So what I would recommend is looking at how you play right now and asking yourself, what little detail could I make an improvement on? Like you talked about taking breaks earlier to improve the quality of my practice. That's a priority.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I never do I pretty much never do warm ups. It's always like 2 minutes of deathmatch before I queue into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I never take breaks either, so I should probably start doing that.
Yeah, you probably should. You probably should. I think I know you just a warm up is boring, but is 2 minutes of warm up enough? Can you? What about 3 minutes? Would that be enough? Can we make warm up more fun so that you're less adverse to trying it? Right? Like that's kind of the question, right? So
Yeah,
put some thought into it. Put some thought into it. If you come up with any questions, just let me know. All right.
yeah.
Also, shout out to your anything additional you'd like Spilo to know in your forum. I hate Sombra and Mercy.
Yeah.